welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah and my page is all about living a lifestyle full of faith, freedom, and with our journey with endometriosis. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about my t-shirt. So I love my t-shirt. It says "Porn Kills Love" by Fight the New Drug. I will leave a link down in the description if you want to get one of these t-shirts. It's a great t-shirt. My friend told me about it and I love it. I just love going out in the public wearing this t-shirt because one, it's a testimony and it opens that door for a conversation. And then on top of that, I love the looks I get because like they'll smile at me and then they see my t-shirt and then they're like, what? So it's my favorite part of wearing my t-shirt. So I truly believe in Fight the New Drug that porn does kill love. And I'm going to share a little bit about my testimony, and it's not hard to share this, but I would say it's very vulnerable, and please respect what I have to say, and this is just my journey and things that I've experienced in my life and what I know for my own truth. So please respect that, but going forward, I just wanted to share my story. So starting at a very, very young age, I was sexually molested about 6 or 7 years old, and this perpetrator honestly would use porn to really prepare himself for what he's about to do, and so it became more of a safe place for me because it was a numbing agent as I got older to not deal with my emotions, because when I was younger I really didn't have anybody to talk to in that manner of what happened to me, and I couldn't comprehend it, and as I got older I was like, oh my goodness, like this is what happened to me, and I didn't know it wasn't unnatural, and so things were awoken in me very early on and really affected me long term. And so pornography became an addiction for me for about 15 years. So I wouldn't deal with any emotions. I would just bury them, watch it, numb myself, and then act like everything was okay, act like this joy was overflowing from my heart, and which I believe that joy was supernatural. It was definitely not me, but because I was faking it until I could make it, and honestly that is just a lie, to fake it until you make it, because if you don't deal with your emotions, your feelings, or anything that has happened to you, you're doing yourself a disservice, because that freedom is worth fighting for. And so as I got married, my first 2 years of marriage, I definitely went through a stage of depression where I became very withdrawn from my husband and very timid in certain areas, and I just didn't want to be vulnerable with him anymore. And I went through the stage where I even was sleeping 14 hours a day. I'd wake up, go to work, cook dinner, and just turn around and go straight to bed. And I just was shutting myself off from the world. And I do know a little bit of why I was sleeping so much as well now with my endometriosis. So it all ties together in certain aspects, but definitely was going through a stage of depression. I just really didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be engaged with anybody. I was very withdrawn from everything that I knew, and I was just faking it still. And God really spoke to me one day, and he said, I really want you to lay down your golden calf. And so I was having this full, in-depth conversation with him, and he just said, I need you to lay down your calf because it is a generational iniquity, and you have a choice to lay it down, or you can take it and continue, and this can carry on through generations within your family. And he honestly said, this is a generational iniquity, so fight for it, fight for that freedom. And you know, I was like, okay, all right, I'm fighting for this because I don't want this for my children. I don't want this for myself even, because it was making me very shallow, it was making me very surface, and I wouldn't go deep with anybody, and it really hindered a lot of my friendships, and I lost friends because of it. And so I basically said, okay, we're fighting for this freedom. So here we go, we're fighting for this freedom. And ever since that day in about 2014, I dropped it like a sack of potatoes and never picked it up since then. Yes, there's been days where it is hard to not go back to that space again, but I know where my freedom lies. It lies in the Lord's promise. It lies in His goodness. And for me, that was my experience. And I know that there's so many people out there that are struggling with this, and I would say fight the new drug. Fight for your freedom, and fight for the promise that God has for you, because it's so much more than what porn does. You know, it really lacks, it tears apart your love that you can offer, not to the world, but to the people around you, to the things that God has for you. So yeah, that's my little bit of my story, very short and sweet. I tried not to go in depth because it's hard to not like give away so much, but this is out for the world to hear. But like I said, please be respectful of that. And if you are struggling with any of that, please know I'm here for you. I'm praying for you. Reach out to me, and I'm happy to pray alongside you in those moments where you're feeling like you need somebody to just talk to. But yeah, I absolutely love you guys. Thank you for supporting us in this area and with our journey with endometriosis. So I hope to see you guys next time, and I'll check you later.